Awesome. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Legendary Chiropractor Podcast. I am your host, Johnny Ritter, and I don't even think I need to introduce you, but I will. This is Dr. Irene Gold, everyone. She is with us. We are at Life University in beautiful Marietta, Georgia. And tonight we're sitting down and just discussing everything that you could possibly imagine. The chiropractic conversation wrapping around. So we're going to go into Dr. Irene's past. We're going to talk about Reggie Gold and all of their amazing times together. And then we're going to dive into chiropractic in today's day and age and really how it's grown, but also, where the struggles and challenges are that we still face to this day. So this is going to be a lot of fun. Before I let Dr. Irene introduce herself and share her story about chiropractic and her past, I want to thank our initial sponsors. So we're going to do that quickly. And then when we're coming back from that, we're going to have a great discussion all about chiropractic. Cool, guys. To Inspire Women is the elite boutique coaching company for chiropractors who are looking to live life and run business in a way that is personal, unique, and authentic. They focus on business systems and money mindset mastery so you can pay down debt, be more profitable, and serve more people. Their goal is to empower you to achieve success by your own rules and your own definition. Head to toinspirewomen.com now because they know there's a better way. Chiro HD, superior cloud-based practice management software. Chiro HD is a user-friendly, all-in-one EHR solution built with one mission: to help you run your practice like a boss. Learn more at chirohd.com. Total Clinic Solutions is your go-to source for purchasing both brand new and refurbished chiropractic equipment, as well as phone support for repairs and maintenance. Call Derek and allow him to combine your wishes and his 23 years of chiropractic equipment expertise to find what's best for you and your patients at 704-622-4089 or head to totalclinicsolutions.com now. It's time that chiropractors look beyond spinal alignments and measure the nerve connections that keep our patients feeling strong and performing at their peak. CLA designed the Insight scanning technologies to transform exams and generate powerful reports that give practitioners the certainty they have been searching for. Learn how CLA has partnered with practices around the world by going to insightcla.com. Spinal hygiene products are designed to educate your patients on the importance of lifetime spinal care. To learn more about how spinal hygiene products work and to download the patient education material for free, visit spinalhygiene.co. Again, that's spinalhygiene.co. Easily share your passion for chiropractic and look good doing it with Above Down Apparel, offering a premium lineup of principled apparel that's impossibly soft, sustainably sourced, and chiropractic AF. Visit abovedown.co and follow them on Instagram to learn more and score yourself some sweet chiro swag. Sked is the all-in-one system that allows for amazing control and flexibility of your scheduling. Yes, your next new hire. Every aspect of when and where you service your customers is at your command. Sked is tightly integrated with your existing EHR system. This software was made by a chiropractor specifically for chiropractic. No joke. Go check out their latest care plan feature by heading to go.sked.life/legendarypod. Health Business Builders covers every aspect of building a health business both online and in a brick and mortar environment. Dr. Dan Sullivan and Dr. Dave Toohill and their team will help you on a regular basis to develop an in-depth strategy, plan, and accountability to not only assemble a plan, but also make it happen. Head to healthbusinessbuilders.com so they can help you get the results you never thought were possible. Thank you for allowing this brief disruption to take place. And now back to the program. Awesome, guys. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Legendary Chiropractor Podcast again. We are here tonight again with your host, Johnny Ritter, and our infamous and very actually famous guest and legend, Dr. Irene Gold. Doc, tell us your name. Talk to us about chiropractic. How did you really discover chiropractic? Talk to us, bring us way back to the beginning of this.
Well, we have to go back to the time when I was in high school and was looking for a profession. And I didn't know exactly what to do, so I had a whole battery of tests done on me to find out what they thought I should go into. And they told me I definitely shouldn't go to college. I ought to look into being a seamstress. So that's where I started. And then my brother's girlfriend was in nursing school, and she said, why don't you come to nursing school? So I just applied to a nursing school. It never occurred to me to apply to more than one. I just applied to the one nursing school and was rejected. So I was rejected because at 16 years of age, I was nervous and had high blood pressure at the time. My family had to sign a waiver saying if anything happened to me in nursing school, it was not going to be their fault.
Right.
When I graduated from nursing school, I was a committed medical person. Whatever medicine did, they could do no wrong. This is the way we were taught. We were really brainwashed into doing that. And I could tell you a couple of instances, but it doesn't matter of why or how they actually did that to us. So when I came out of nursing school, I wanted to go back into college and I wanted to get my certificate in public health. And in order to do that, I went to the University of Pennsylvania. New York State paid for me to do that. And I finished that year and went to work as a public health nurse. But when I came back from college that year, and I was 22 years old, all of my friends were married, the rest of them left town, and I needed a social life. So I went to a meeting that was set up, and actually Reggie set up the meeting. He was the speaker at this meeting, not about chiropractic, it was just strictly social. And I looked around at all the guys in the room and I thought to myself, that's the guy I'm going to go for. So that's what I did. Okay, and that's how I found out about chiropractic. I did not have a headache. I did not have an injury. I didn't have any kind of anything wrong with me. I was merely looking for a social life. And then when I met up with him, he says, he doesn't go out with people unless they're adjusted. He doesn't go out with people who take any drugs. He doesn't go out. He doesn't believe in all this medical stuff and all that kind of stuff. So I learned chiropractic very quickly.
That's awesome. What a past. So Dr. Reggie was a chiropractor at the time. He put on the meeting as just like, this is a social networking gathering, yes. Right? So where were we, like, state-wise in this time and age?
You have to understand where he was.
Okay.
Okay, because don't forget, he's not from this country. He's from England. He spent some time in the service of his country. Came out as a major in from the British Army. His family came to this country, and because his mother had so many strokes, somebody advised him to go to a chiropractor, and that's how he became involved with chiropractic. He found so many interesting stories in that particular chiropractic office that he was sent to chiropractic school. The chiropractor he was sent to was a Palmer graduate from Davenport, Iowa. It was the only Palmer at that time, and in Davenport, because this is in the 1950s. So when he came back, his family lived in New Jersey, and when he came back, he couldn't get a license in New Jersey because Palmer College was not accredited in the state of New Jersey, and that's how come he came to New York. His car actually broke down in my hometown, and that's how we got there. He went there, the car was broken down, he went looking for an office. He found an insurance broker who had an office and offered him half the office, and he had to renovate the place. He ended up living in that office as well. So it was a really, like, maybe 50 feet long, like a bowling alley, you know. But what did you have in your office at that time? You had a desk, you had a neurocalligraph, you had a side posture table, you have a full spine table, and that was it. And an X-ray machine.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all you had. There was none of this other stuff. There's no physical therapy. There's none of that. There was strictly spinal adjusting. Never did anything other than adjusting the spine.
Yeah. And isn't that incredible? Like, so we will get to that later in this podcast and later in this episode, because I do want to talk about how times have really changed, right? And we've gone away from only adjusting the spine and worrying about vertebral subluxations and analyzing and correcting them, right? So, but we'll get to that after a little bit. But I do want to ask, like, so now we got your history on how you kind of met Reggie and started that relationship, but talk to us about your years in school and what that was like for you. And then we'll talk about after you came out of school and everything.
I did not go to school right away. We dated for about a year and a half when we got married, and then I continued working in nursing for another 11 years. I did not go to chiropractic college until 1971.
Okay.
So we were, and during that 11 years, I attended multiple meetings, chiropractic meetings, all over the country, in people's homes. We did a lot of stuff in people's homes. So we did everything in our life was around chiropractic, but I worked in medicine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So how did you guys create this dynamic of, health and wellness, with you being completely opposite of him saying, we can't even talk to each other if you're not adjusted, right? What was that conversation like?
By the time we got married, I was totally converted to chiropractic.
Got it.
And I really don't know why how I even stayed in the medical profession, because I have to give out medical information that I knew was wrong.
Right.
So that was hard.
Yeah.
That was really hard to do. But there were three different things that made me go to chiropractic college.
Okay.
There were three distinct different things. One was they were going to change my position and give me, I was working as a school nurse, and they were going to give me many different schools to go to rather than just the one school. So that was the first thing that happened. The second thing that happened, you have to understand, from 1965 until 1973, every single month, we had a chiropractic philosophy session at our house. Never was it, there was no charge. Nobody was sent any telephone calls or written invitations to come. We would meet in January, and we would tell everybody when the date was going to be in February. And anywhere between 50 and 250 people showed up.
Wow.
At this meeting, which lasted all night until
Right.
they got into the office. The office the next day. So it was January of 1971. And we had our meeting, and everybody left. And we told them it was going to be in February the 15th, the next month. And everybody left. And then Reggie said to me, oh my gosh, I forgot all about it. I'm not going to be here. I'm going to Hawaii. You're going to have to do the lecture. I said, me? I'm not doing a lecture to a bunch of chiropractors. What are you, crazy? What am I going to say to these people? In addition to that, I hated getting up and speaking to people anyway. So he said, okay, no problem. I'm going to get two guys to fill in for me. So he got two people to fill in for him. The first one called 2 weeks ahead of time and said he's not coming. Reggie leaves for Hawaii. The second one calls me up the morning of the program. My daughter is going into surgery. I can't come. I said, oh no. And when the surgery is over, you better come and talk to me, because that can't be that bad. You should be able to come by this afternoon. He calls me later. She said, it's a serious problem, and I'm not coming. I said, well, it's snowing outside. Nobody's going to come up. No one's going to show up in the snow. The snow stops at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and everybody shows up. So I did the only thing I knew how to do. I told them how to do a layman lecture that would convert people from ordinary pain care to lifetime maintenance chiropractic care. That was my lecture. That's what I want. So I taught these people how to do that. And the next thing I know, I'm getting letters on how good that program was that I gave. I said, oh, that was good. So that still didn't convince me.
Yeah.
April 1971. We go to DE. And Reggie is a speaker. He was a regular speaker at DE for many years. And at this meeting, people were asked to get up and speak. And so there was a woman from Michigan by the name of Linda Elortowski. She was 18 years of age. And she got up in front of the entire audience and said, I am going to devote my entire life to chiropractic. I'm making the commitment right here and now. And when I thought about that, on the way home on the plane, I made my decision to go.
That 18-year-old.
What's that?
I said that 18-year-old convinced you by saying that, like proclaiming, like this is
she
my.
She was 18 years old. I was twice her age at the time.
Right.
Yeah. So, and I went to New York because I lived in New York, so I wasn't going to leave home and go out to Palma. So I went to New York. It was called the Columbia Institute of Chiropractic, and it was a very difficult time for me because I had already been educated really well in chiropractic philosophy, and those teachers didn't know what I knew. So there were fights all the time.
Right.
You know, that's what happened. The president of the school called me down and asked me to leave. Said, you're creating such a problem here. You're so unhappy here. Why don't you go to another school? I said, I'm not going to another school because I got to spend extra time in another school in order to graduate. So I'm not going to do that. So he made a deal with me. He said, you come and teach this class and this class, and you keep your mouth shut, and you can stay. So that's what happened.
I love it. I love it. So all of those joining us right now, we are at Life University in Marietta, Georgia, live with Dr. Irene Gold, and she's sharing a little bit about her past and just how she met Dr. Reggie Gold and her past in nursing, her past in medicine, and then now we're transitioning into, and we finally got to chiropractic education, right? And so she went to what is now NYCC,
right.
Was back then Columbia
Institute of Chiropractic.
Columbia Institute of Chiropractic. And so it's really interesting, and to make some light of this situation and where we're at right now, we're actually in a classroom. So if there's a little bit of an echo, it happens. But we're both pretty loud people, you being from New York and me being from Chicago. It's a pretty good mixture.
It's working.
Yep. And so the automated lights in here just went off, and so we're just rocking with my two studio lights right now. So just being transparent with you guys because this is a lot of fun, and when you got the mobile office going here, you gotta make do with what we have. So thanks for tuning in, everyone. Thanks for checking the Legendary Chiropractor podcast out. Drop comments and questions. I'll get all of them on the screen for Dr. Irene to answer. And if we can get to your question, I hope that we have some time at the end where we can do kind of a Q&A. So just if you think of anything down below of anything you'd like to ask Dr. Irene Gold, now is your time. Now is the opportunity as a chiropractic student. Because I know I got all my students out there. And then if you're a doc and you have any questions for her, just throw them on there, and I'll try to relay the message. So now, Doc, we're in chiropractic school.
Yes.
What was your experience? Like you said, it was tough because people didn't know the philosophy. I want to kind of go down that route with you. Is like, what was the philosophy you were learning back then with Dr. Reggie, Sid, like all of those guys, right? And what is it compared to today, in today's day and age?
Well, you have to understand what the curriculum was all about. We had no physical therapy taught at all in any of the schools. There was no physical therapy in the clinics at all in any of the schools. We did not learn a single movement for extremity adjusting. It was not part of the curriculum. So we came out of school knowing that we were going to rely on the innate intelligence of that body to work the best it could, provided it was subluxation free. Our total commitment was to keep people subluxation free, and it can only be done through spinal adjusting, and that's all we did. Was spinal adjusting. And that's all we ever talked about. That's all our group ever were involved in.
Right.
Was spinal adjusting.
Right.
That's not happening today.
Right. We have we got a whole board exam on PT.
Making a diagnosis, a medical diagnosis. You have figuring out how you're going to get rid of somebody's pain. We were not interested in getting rid of people's pain.
Mm-hmm.
Getting rid of their pain was their problem, not ours. Okay? Our focus had to be on making their body as competent as possible
Mm-hmm.
to do it the best possible job it could do, to keep them as healthy as they could be.
Absolutely.
That was our job.
Right.
Their job was taking care of their body.
Yeah.
That's what their
maintaining
job
the adjustment,
was.
Right?
meaning the adjustment, and their job was not only to show up on time for the adjustments, but also take care of their nutrition, take care of their exercise, take care of those kinds of things. That wasn't our problem. That was their problem. After all, it's their body, it's their health. They have to take a responsibility somewhere along the line.
Yeah.
Our responsibility was crystal clear.
Mm-hmm.
Keep them subluxation free, and that's it.
Yeah. And so with that being said, keeping them subluxation free, I want to take that because I'm sure that was involved in your lay lecture that you gave to all of those people that showed up after the snow stopped in 71 or whatever date you said it was.
I should have kept a copy of that.
I was going to say, what were your, like, do you remember any of the high points that you mentioned that you were like, this is how we do blank, right?
I couldn't tell you what I said then because I was so nervous getting up and speaking in front of a group. I didn't even know what I said.
Yeah.
But I did do a lot of the orientations in the office when we had a new patient. I would bring in the patient. I would take a case history, complete case history on the patient, and then figure out what they did for a living, and show them how we could help them be better than they were already. So and then I talked about, this is not just something you do just once to get rid of your pain. You don't go to a dentist only when your tooth hurts. You don't go to your automobile mechanic only when your car seizes up. You go on a regular basis to maintain what you already have.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't do that, you're going to slide back again.
Right.
So I try to get that point across to them.
Yeah. Yeah. Starting that, that chiropractic lifestyle with people and that conversation with people that we should still have today. And I want to go touch on the point of you being terrified of public speaking, because now you're speaking all over the world, and
it's driving me crazy.
and
people,
you're teaching classes.
I tell people for years and years, I am not a speaker. That's not what I do. I am a teacher, and I have to work at being a teacher on a regular basis. But if I go back years ago, when I first went to college, and in the classroom, we'd have some small classes, and the teacher would say to us, "We want you to stand up and just tell us your name and what state you're from." I couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
I was so mortified. I was so petrified. I couldn't stand up. I couldn't do it. And that went on for years and years. And the only way I got over it was actually teaching classes in chiropractic college. Because I taught at Sherman for 4 years, from 1974 to 1978. I was the academic dean at that time as well. But you have to get up and talk every day, and you have to know the lessons every day, then some of that fear goes away. But that's not the same as doing public speaking. Public speaking takes me out of my comfort zone completely, and I never feel comfortable doing it. I do it, people tell me how wonderful it is. I don't get it. I don't get it.
I find it fascinating, and it's going to take me into our next part of the story, because I want to hear, we talked today, we're in part 4 board review right now, which is why Dr. Irene is in town, but also why, she's sitting down with me right now so graciously at, 5:42 at night Eastern time. And instead of going home and eating a bunch of food because we're both starving right now. But talk to us. You shared a story with me and the students in the part 4 review about how Irene Gold got started, like the associates, and how, the teaching aspect for board reviews really got started. And I thought it was such a profound story. Go ahead and share that with us.
I was teaching at Sherman College, And the first time the Sherman College students were eligible to take Part 1 was in 1975. And there was another teacher in the school, his name is Gil Rodriguez. And Gil came to me and said to me, you know, you and I are the two best teachers in the school. Why don't we put on a review class to make sure these people pass the boards? So we put together a Part 1 review class over 6 weekends, a conceptual review of all the 6 parts of national boards, and we've had 53 people sign up for the class, and 3 of them actually passed. 50 of them failed. So that was a rough start.
I was going to say, what did that look like looking back in the mirror? Like, I don't think this is for me, right?
Well, no, I didn't think that. I didn't think that at all. Because when the test was given, there was one student there from Palmer College who had a whole set of notes with him. And I looked at him, I said, what are those notes you have? And he shows me all of these questions that all of the people had been studying from his school. And I looked at the questions and I said, oh my gosh, those questions were just asked. So I said, well, we got one more test to go. We got microbiology to go. Give me your microbiology questions. And I asked everybody to come into the room. We're going to do microbiology for the next half hour before you have this test. So I went through all the microbiology questions and I made the corrections. You had a lot of wrong answers on that. And nobody failed micro. Nobody, 53 people passed micro. Okay. So then I figured out what we were doing wrong, and I collected the questions from all of the states, all of the different schools, LACC and Logan, and all of the schools. I had them send me all of their notes. And we put together a different program. So the next time we were out, we did a Part 1 program again. We had 187 people in the class, and 3 of them failed. Now, after that, then people started coming to us from all over the country. The interesting group I had was a group from life. There were, I would say, maybe 15 or 20 of them. And they were all students who were struggling in school. And they were eligible to take Part 1. So they came to my house with their sleeping bags and stayed in my basement. And did wonder, they cleaned up my house. They did great things for me. And not one of them failed. And all the A students are getting lesser scores than these guys were getting. So that, I mean, it just got known all over the country that that was happening, and then people started flying in from all over the place.
Yeah.
And I left Sherman College in 1978, and I had developed this whole program, and I didn't want to give it up. So, and this guy, Gil, who started with me, had graduated and went into practice, so I was on my own. And I wanted somebody to help me, so I got another student from Sherman to help me, and we went out, we did a program in New York, and I think One at Life, and we got started in that way. And when it was all over, guy says to me, you know what, this organization's going no place. I want out. So I had to go to the bank and borrow money. I borrowed $5,000 from the bank to pay him off, okay? Now, in order to get the money from the bank, that was another problem.
Yeah.
Because I went to the bank and I said, I need $5,000. I only need it for a short period of time, and I'll pay it back to you. And they said, that's fine. Send your husband in to sign the paper. I said, it's not his business. It's my business. Mm-hmm. They said, we don't lend money to women. 1978. Mm-hmm. We don't lend money to women. Mm. That's what he told me. And if you say that outside this bank, I'll deny it that I ever said it. Mm. That's what he said to me. Jeez. So I got the $5,000. Reggie signed the papers, you know, or I think I took his car and put it on class collateral. 6 months later, I go back for another $5,000. The same thing happens. Same thing. 6 months later, the bank calls me. How much money do you want? Yeah, they look at my bank account. I was doing okay.
Right.
So the program just took off. When I went to chiropractic college, I was going to go into practice. I was going to adjust people. That's what I was going to do. It just didn't happen for me. Mm-hmm. It didn't happen. A year before I graduated, Sherman College came along. Reggie decided he's going to go down to Sherman College and start the school. I finished up in New York. When I came down, I was a teacher there. And never got to practice. But
look at you now, right? You're still, you're still teaching. You're still doing everything that that you can possibly, I mean, I know I'm grateful for you. I know thousands of other chiropractic students who are grateful for you, and thousands more in the pipeline who will be thankful for you, you know, come day one at Life University. I speak to, in this classroom, I speak to the first quarter class every quarter, and we chat all about how to be successful in chiropractic school. And all of them, I'm like, all of you are going to take a board review, or you should, right? Because it's like, that's what you need to do. And if you get the opportunity to learn from Dr. Irene, there's no better opportunity in the world. So I'm actually kind of sad to be, going on my last board exam. It's pulling at my heartstrings. It's like, this is the last time you'll sit through board review. I mean, crossing my fingers, knocking on wood that, we get it done the first time, but.
There's a lot of effort that goes into putting this together. You have to encourage everybody to continue and to do what they want to do. And I'm 83 years old, you know what I mean? So they often ask me where I get my energy from, and I tell them I take it right from them. That's why they're so tired at the end of the day, and I'm not. So I can figure.
Absolutely. And I would just say, I mean, at heart, my mother is a second grade teacher, and at heart, she is a teacher, right? And I feel the same way about. It's like you are a teacher through and through. And so I really think that is something, what you've created here is beyond a legacy. And that's what we talk all about here on the Legendary Chiropractor podcast, is like creating that legacy for yourself, being a legendary chiropractor, whatever that means to you, right? Meaning teaching, meaning being in a subluxation-based practice, meaning doing whatever you want to do in a practice that gets people well. That's what you do, right? I mean, if you're a chiropractor, you're a chiropractor and you're part of the family. And we hope that you're legendary at it, because more people need chiropractic care. Before we hop into where chiropractic is now in today's day and age, I want to thank our mid-roll sponsors here. So I'm going to slide this on and thank our next couple sponsors. And Dr. Irene and I are going to take a little break, and we'll be right back momentarily. Every chiropractic clinic needs a compliance program. If you are not sure what that includes or why you need one, let Dr. Robin from RHDC Consulting help you build your chiropractic compliance. If you are ready to get started, head to robin-hale.mykajabi.com and let Dr. Robin guide you to the end result. Imaging Services' primary business is chiropractic solutions. With over 45 years in the industry of helping chiropractors, Michael Tokash offers free consultations on building your business. In the past year, Imaging Services has installed over 100 X-ray machines and digital X-ray systems in over 42 states across the United States. For more, head to theimagingservices.com. The 56-day chiropractic boot camp, building badass female chiropractors who are instinctively successful. Head to 56daychirobootcamp.com/legendary for your free endless referrals cheat sheet now. Thank you for allowing this brief disruption to take place. And now back to the program. Sweet, guys. I got the lights back on, so no need to worry here. We're going to talk a little bit now about the nitty-gritty details that nobody wants to discuss, but we need to talk about. And that is, where is chiropractic in today's day and age? And then we're going to bring in all sorts of different angles of, osteopaths manipulating, PTs manipulating. What is the adjustment? Should it be distinct? All of this stuff. So we're going to talk about all that. So tell us a little bit about, in your mind, is chiropractic where it's at now? Is it going the right direction? And if not, what do we do to help that?
Well, I see chiropractic going closer and closer to medical thinking. It now becomes mandatory for chiropractors to make a diagnosis. In order to make a proper diagnosis, you need all the proper tests, you need all of the laboratory work, you need all of that kind of thing. And really, some of these diagnoses that you're asked to make, have never met those people. You learned it out of a book. You've never even seen one of those cases. I've worked in a hospital, and when you work in a hospital, you learn about diseases, and then you see the people with those diseases, so it's easy to remember, to know something about. The farther away you get from adjusting the spine, the more you get into diagnosis and treatment of disease, the farther away you're getting from chiropractic. I don't know why people would want to do that. There are plenty of medical doctors who know medical stuff. Why don't we let them do the medical stuff, and we do the chiropractic stuff? So I don't see us going back to where we were.
Yeah.
We didn't have physical therapy. We didn't have extremity adjusting. We didn't have supplements. We didn't have laser. We didn't have any of those kinds of things in the years that I learned chiropractic and that all of us did. And all of that exists today. Now people are searching what is a better way to take away somebody's pain. And as long as you're searching for pain and getting rid of pain, then everything goes.
Yeah. And I would have to agree with you on that. And it's really hard as a chiropractic student, right? And I started this podcast because you asked me before, like, where did this come from, right? Like, why did you start this? And the real answer is because I was exposed to people like yourself and, some of the other legends in chiropractic prior to even coming to school, in chiropractic school, because we had a pre-chiropractic club at our undergrad. Yeah, how cool is that? So I went to the University of Wisconsin, Eau Claire, and best experience of my life. And we had a club that had about maybe 12 students or so that would get together every week, and we would go over just philosophy. We'd go over chiropractic, what it meant, what does this mean, what are these terms we're using, subluxation, adjustment, and then we would bring in schools. We brought in every school you could ever imagine, like around the country. We never got out of the country, which is disappointing, but we brought in, people from, you got your Life University people all the way to your Western States people, and we flew them all in so that students were exposed to all of this different stuff so they could make a decision before they got to chiropractic school. So if they went to the right school, they would build it up, right? Rather than tear it down or be upset with their decision. And so it was really an honor because when I left there, I was the president of the Eau Claire, Wisconsin Chiropractic Club. It was amazing. We had a great time. But it was incredible to me to be exposed to all of that, right? Before even coming to school. So I had my philosophy down. I was like, I'm ready to go. Let's do this. This is the route I'm going. Other people may choose this route or other people may choose a different route, but I knew exactly where I was going. And I wanted to bring that to other people, right? And so exposing people to yourself, exposing your people to everyone else who I've interviewed on the 60 plus interviews that I've done, it's like, that's what I wanted to present to people. But I have to agree with you, right? Because where chiropractic is going, I had a conversation with a doctor just the other quarter. So I think it was last quarter, mid last quarter, doesn't really matter. But we talked all about, other professions adjusting, I won't use that word, manipulating the spine, right? And so what does that mean for chiropractic? Some people think that's great to bring this all together, right? And say, yay, what's, them doing it versus us doing it. And I would argue there's a huge difference with us doing it versus them. But talk to us a little bit about all of that, right? Getting involved. And as we move closer to the medical realm and treating pain and diagnosing and everything like that, what is it that we should keep, right, really close to us? Is it the word subluxation? Is it the word adjustment? Should we keep those things close to us so that we remain separate and distinct? Or do you think it's good for us to be absorbed into the medical model?
Well, if you want to be absorbed into the medical model, you give up all your chiropractic thinking. You give up all your chiropractic words. Give up everything that has to do with chiropractic. My background and before going to chiropractic college was similar to yours. Mm-hmm. I spent all of my time going to chiropractic meetings, meeting with people. I'm the one who went to Davenport, Iowa when B.J. Palmer was alive, and I heard him speak.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm the one who, I've been at seminars with Clarence Constead was to speak, with all of these people who, you only read about, you don't even know. They were all regular people to me.
Right.
And we would sit down and speak about chiropractic. But we were a different field.
Mm-hmm.
We did not learn the stuff that you learn in school.
Mm-hmm.
Is it right? Is it wrong? I don't know. You're learning it. Are you accepting it or are you rejecting it?
Right.
Where do you stand on this? If I had an office, the only thing I would want to do would be to correct subluxations, and that's all.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I would want to do, and then teach the people how to take care of themselves in some way, so that they could be subluxation free better. That they wouldn't work in a situation that made them worse. There are life things that we can talk about, but when you start to talk about diagnosing and treating diseases, you left me.
Yep.
You left me.
Yeah. Yeah. And now we have to teach it, right? And now you got to teach it so that people pass.
Physical therapists are learning manipulation. Mm-hmm. I told you about the dentist today. The dentists are learning manipulation as well. Of TMJ joints and that kind of thing. And I don't know. How are you going to say separate? How are you going to say distinct? And not only that, I look at the person who comes to the office, and you offer them all kinds of things. You offer them some way, some kind of traction to take care of their pain, some type of supplement to take care of their pain, a laser program to take care of their pain, stretching them out to take care of their pain. And the adjustment is only a part of it. And it's not even the major part. They see it, they're at home. I can either go and get adjusted and pay for something, or I can get myself stretched out, do this and do that, eat, and I should be fine. So now all of a sudden, you're not the most important person for them.
Right.
That subluxation is not the most important thing for them.
Mm-hmm.
They found a way to get rid of their pain without you.
Yeah.
And as long as that's what you're talking about is pain, they have every right to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So with that, like, we are, as a chiropractic profession, right, like you said, we're never going to be, unfortunately, what it was back with Clarence Constant, BJ, Didi, Reggie, Sigafus. Yeah, I mean, you name the legends here. But talk to us as I want you to kind of speak on that opportunity you had to take $5,000 out of the bank, right? What does it mean to you to represent for like all the female chiro students out there watching this, right? Like, what does that mean to represent female chiropractic in this way? Because it used to be that it was like a male-dominated profession, right? And now it is
50% female.
Exactly. And now it's completely reversed, right? And I think that is a great thing. Talk to us about what it's like coming up in today's day and age as a female chiropractor.
Yeah.
Right? And it's not nearly as hard as what it was for you because you're not being denied bank loans, but at the same time.
It's not just a female chiropractor, but a female in general.
Yes.
Because years ago, we really did take second place when we shouldn't have done that. And we began to see a whole lot of changes when the women's movement came about, and we began to see women in important positions and making judgments that we never saw happen before. But it took a long time for us to get there. And I just finished a seminar with a women's organization out in Arizona. And here you have a whole bunch of women that are absolutely right on top of everything, and absolutely know what they're doing, where they're going, get up and speak. They were incredible. And I'm thinking to myself, that wasn't me when I was that age, I'll tell you that. That wasn't me at that stage in my life. So I give them a whole lot of credit that they have done some phenomenal things. And the women have an ability to reach people in a different way than men do, a lot of the time.
Yeah.
I mean, not all of them do. But if you really care about what you're doing, and I see this as me as a teacher, in order for me to feel that I accomplished something, I have to in some way get to that person. That person who thinks they have no chance of passing. I've got to get to that person and let them know that they have every chance and show them how to do it. So that to me is a tremendous challenge. Because if I'm going to feel good about myself, I want them to feel good about themselves as well.
Right.
And that's part of our program.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So any advice? So I know your chiropractic student experience was a while ago, right? Oh, yeah. But this is a huge chiropractic student audience that watches this. So any advice in the today, the now and then kind of scenario, any advice that you would give to chiropractic students all around the world?
There are lots of speakers out there who speak well, who know their chiropractic philosophy. There are organizations that meet, and I go to many of these organization meetings. I went to New Beginnings just recently. I went to the Barcelona Lyceum program. I go to Sherman's Lyceum program. I go to the Wave out in Life West,
California,
you know, and all of these. So I think that if you can get yourself in touch with these people while you're a student, pick the right people and learn from them.
Yeah.
And I think that's what you have to do. I always encourage people, if Life College has a program here, students should go.
Yeah.
They should meet all of those really successful people. And who knows, maybe somebody will give them a job.
Right,
you know,
right.
Some of them need a job.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I know that works pretty well.
Yeah, yeah. So it's really interesting to me because the chiropractic profession encompasses this huge array of healthcare, and where is now we're out of the chiropractic student, we're out of the teacher mode, we're out of all this. Where is the public perception right now with alternative care? Exactly, with alternative care, conservative care, with chiropractic, with just healthcare in general. Where are we at? Where are we at?
We're no place. That's the problem. We are in a place individually, but not as a group, not collectively, right? Because we don't agree with one another. I think there are certain things that we can all agree upon, but sometimes the way in which we go about making that happen is not the same for all of us, and maybe even be the wrong thing for some of us to do.
Right, right.
So, but I would encourage everybody, find somebody, just like you found somebody who taught you the right way, you saw the right thing to do and you followed that, and then ask questions. Don't accept everything anybody says. Ask questions. Why do you say that? Why does that occur? What is that all about? You know, that's what learning is all about.
Absolutely.
Not following what somebody says, but actually thinking for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. So, the lights just went off again. This is fun.
I think they're telling us.
Yeah, probably. So we're gonna thank our last sponsors here, but those of you that have stuck with us through this whole entire episode, or if you're just hopping on now, what I want you to do during this next minute and a half that you have, type in questions in the comments and ask questions. Any questions that you have for myself, for Dr. Irene, ask them. I will get them to her, and we are going to answer them to our best of our abilities and see if we can kind of start a different conversation here. Because like you said, we're places individually in the public, right? Because you and I both have our own philosophies. You and I both have our own way of going about healthcare. And then that means our families do as well, right? So it only goes about that far because then you get into the conversations with friends and then extended family, and those dinners, those Thanksgiving dinners turn out pretty interesting sometimes. So while we're on this next break, please drop questions in the comments. Ask anything that you want to ask Dr. Irene here, and we'll see if you guys ask questions. Great. I encourage you to do so, and then when we come back, we'll answer as many as we possibly can. Awesome, guys. Get to it. Dr. Stu Hoffman, founder and president of ChiroSecure Malpractice Insurance, is the foremost expert in both risk management and risk avoidance. Understanding the everyday challenges of today's practicing chiropractor and the current public perception of chiropractic has made ChiroSecure the fastest growing malpractice insurance program of the last 28 years. Find out more at chirosecure.com. The IFCO is here to support you. Whether you are a chiropractic student, doctor of chiropractic, chiropractic organization, or member of the public, the International Federation of Chiropractors and Organizations is here for you. They recognize and support your right to practice and receive vertebral subluxation-centered chiropractic care and are here to ensure that right and spread access to that care throughout the world. Head to ifcochiro.org/legendary for more. Be sure to give our friends over at Chiro Hustle a listen. They are bringing together some of the biggest names in the profession and learning from the greats. Chiro Hustle creates a safe space where chiropractic leaders share their stories and their passions with the world. Let's get hustling by heading to chirohustle.com now. Thank you for allowing this brief disruption to take place. And now back to the program. Awesome. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Legendary Chiropractor Podcast. If you do have questions and you're just hopping on, please drop them in the comments. I will get them over to Dr. Irene, and we will answer them for you. But I do have some questions because I am a lover of information, if you will. And so some rapid fire questions here. This is going to be fun. Are you ready for it?
Okay.
All right. So who is one person that you didn't meet who you would have loved to meet? It can be chiropractic related or not chiropractic related.
Somebody I would like to have met that I never met.
That you never got to meet.
Mabel Palmer.
Now answer why Mabel Palmer. Not just because hey, she's amazing, but why?
Well, she was an incredible anatomy teacher. And I would have liked to have taken an anatomy class with her. I would like to have seen how she taught anatomy because she was well known for that.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great. If you were to go back to school today for chiropractic, where would you go?
Oh, what do you mean?
Where
I
if you
have a chiropractic
if you had say you were going back to chiropractic school, where would you go, or where would you send somebody going to chiropractic school?
There are several places.
All right.
There are several places. I would send them to either Sherman, Life University, Life West, New Zealand Chiropractic College. Those are the places I would send them to.
Awesome.
The other schools don't represent my point of view nearly as well as those schools do.
Yeah, that's a good point. What is your favorite chiropractic event to attend? Can be a some sort of conference.
Lifetime,
Sure. Let's go with that.
My favorite one was meeting B.J. Palmer and thousands of chiropractors underneath a tent in Davenport, Iowa in 1960. That was the most thrilling time that I'd ever had in chiropractic. That I didn't realize at the time how important it was going to become, but I think that would have to be. But there are many really nice events that I've been to, Lyceum events that I've been to, chiropractic lectures of all kinds, those kinds of things. I mean, you can get inspired in many different ways.
Right.
And I go to a lot of seminars, especially since I'm now retired. I retired.
Retired working full time now, though.
Retired working full time and going to so many different seminars as a speaker, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. They keep inviting me, and I don't know. It's unbelievable to me.
Yeah.
I mean, people look at me as somebody that I don't see.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, everybody
that makes
sees
sense.
And I don't know what they're talking about. All I did was something I really wanted to do with my life, and you make a special deal out of it. To me, it wasn't special. It was something I wanted to do, and I worked at it.
Right.
I mean, what's special about that?
It's changed a lot of lives, though. You got to admit that.
That wasn't my.
You went from 3 people passing to now thousands of people.
Well, that's true. That's true. I did accomplish that, but it took a lot of hard work.
Absolutely. Nothing comes without hard work.
Yeah.
The harder you work, the more luck you have, right? Isn't that what they say?
Absolutely. I got very lucky.
Yes. The last question is where is your next chiropractic event? What are you attending? And then when are you speaking again?
Okay, so right now I'm here at Life University teaching part 4, and I will be here through the entire week working with people individually. Because we have some people in the class who have failed 4, 5, and 6 times before, and I want to make sure that doesn't happen again. And then after that, we have Thanksgiving. That's a family event. And then after that, in December, I'm traveling to New Zealand. I will be the graduation speaker. That's a 10-minute speech. And I'm going 26 hours
I was going to say.
one way and 26 hours back the other way. And then in January, there's a group in Florida, over on the west coast of Florida, who are doing a very big seminar and expecting 700 chiropractors, and they invited me to speak at that.
Wow.
As well.
Awesome.
So, I mean, I'm just booked up. I don't know. And as long as I feel okay.
Right.
And as long as I can get there, and I'll be there.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Awesome. So this is amazing. I'm very glad that I thought we had a question. I'm very glad that everyone was able to jump on. If not, and you're listening to this on audio podcast or you're watching this on replay, I thank you for being with us. I thank you for tuning into the Legendary Chiropractor podcast. You can head to iTunes, you can head to Google, you can head to Stitcher, you can head to Spotify. Anywhere you get your podcasts, we are on there. So subscribe, leave us a review, like us, rate us, share it all over the place. Whatever you got to do to get this message out to the world. And this was my honor and privilege, and I'm very humbled to be sitting next to you on this interview. And I hope and I know that I will look back on this video, 5, 10, 15 years from now and just be like, holy shit. I can't believe I had the opportunity to do that. So with that being said, last thing, I always let my guest, kind of share some last minute things. Whatever you have in mind to share with the audience, feel free to do so. Give them a little bit of like a tip or a trick or some sort of heartfelt message to leave them with, and then we'll sign off here.
Well, if you're going to be a chiropractor, then you have to put a lot of time and effort into learning chiropractic. And I would recommend very highly that you find the technique that suits you best and become an expert at it. Because I like to go to a person who is an expert at adjusting. Mm-hmm. So other than learning why you're doing it, I think you ought to put the time and effort into how to do it so that you can help as many people as possible. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think I couldn't have said it better myself. And with that being said, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Please be sure to heart this, like this, share this, do whatever you got to do, like I said before, to get this message and this video around Facebook and the social community. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. I love and appreciate you, Doc. Thank you so much for being on the show. It was a pleasure. When we were setting up, Dr. Irene was like, what is going on right now? Because we got lights up here. We got 2 lights. We got a microphone. We got a camera. And we're sitting in the middle of a classroom at Life University. So we make do with what we have, right? Isn't that right?
This is more than make and do. This is quite a big classroom that we're in. Nobody's sitting in the seats.
Yeah, I was gonna say the crowd is full. Yeah, all the seats are covered. We won't turn the camera around though, because you don't want to. We don't want to show anyone's face. No, but thank you guys all so much for being on. Dr. Irene and I are hungry, and we're gonna go get some food and get some rest because we're back at Part 4 review tomorrow, all day, 8 to 5, and we're gonna do everything we can to pass this exam and get out there and practice chiropractic because that's what the people need. And I have a pull in my heart and in my gut that it was my job and my duty to get chiropractic care to the masses, as well as through media, through virtual experience here, to as many chiropractic students as possible, either recently graduated, current, or coming into chiropractic school, so they really know what the true message of chiropractic is and how powerful it can be. So I love you guys.
You should keep it up
Yeah.
even after you graduate and go into practice.
I will. I plan to. I plan to. So maybe you'll be on the show again.
Anytime.
Maybe you can come to my office and we can shoot. Yeah, we can shoot in the little studio I build out for us. all on converting patients into subluxation based chiropractic care. Wow, what a concept! How many millions of dollars are being made on that today? Huh? It's a lot. It's a lot. Let me tell you. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Love and appreciate you. And have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Again, if you're watching this on replay, audio podcast, or live, we appreciate you. We love you. And thank you. Good night. Bye, guys.